You need to wear goggles. You should have a mask on as well. Because you can shoot up to the face, but just so that you can hear me well, my voice is kind of still raspy. I'm not going to wear the mask, but you definitely need to have at least your goggles on, because when you are trimming your models, pieces of the impression can start to fly and go towards your eyes. So you want to make sure that you're definitely careful. I wear gloves when I do it too, because it starts to, as you're trimming it down, it kind of, I don't know what the correct term is, but all the material starts to bubble over kind of, and it's really nasty. So I like to wear gloves because it's a mess. It gets to be fun. So you want to turn this water on right here, and you don't want to have it go super, super high. If someone can grab me a towel out of the sterilization room, that would be great, because this one gets a little fun and starts leaking all over the place. So you just want to kind of put something down. You don't want to have it up too high because it'll start to splatter everywhere, but you have to have some water on. Otherwise, if you're doing it dry, it does not trim as well. I pretty much like to soak my impressions in water until, thank you, until I am going to start to trim them. I'm going to kind of show you how I trim them for whitening trays. In order to trim them for whitening trays, you want to get pretty close to the teeth as possible, just because you want the plastic material to kind of suction over as best as possible, so it can really hold on there. So you turn the machine on by flipping this button here. Whoa, let's make sure that it's plugged up first. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, let's push the button and make sure it's set. I guess that's what they do when you're not in school for school, right? There we go. So, and you probably, if you want to record a little closer, then you can. So when doing it, you want to be super, super careful, because you do not want the machine with that sandpaper to rub the fingers and anything, because it can cause a lot of damage. So I usually like to hold it pretty firm here. Other thing is, you don't want to go too close, because you don't want to hit the teeth, because once you start hitting and touching the teeth, then you're going to change the shape of how that impression sits on it. I will also kind of run some of this to kind of knock off some of that sludge. I guess it's a better word than goo, huh? Sludge that gathers here. So again, you just kind of lightly hold it, and you're not pushing really hard. And then once you knock off the bulk of it, I'm going to show you how to trim it closer to the teeth. Now, right now, we're not going to be worried about impressions. Study models, because we're just doing this to make a tray. Coat, and I'm getting stuck. All right. So then another thing I end up doing is, in order to get the tray to really secure and suction around the teeth very well, this is the part that you want to be extremely careful on, because you want to trim it so that it kind of comes in a rounded shape, so that way it can come all the way down and around this way. So in doing that, you kind of hold it really close. I kind of put my hands on this part of the machine, so that I have some security and that I'm not too close to the wheel. And so in doing it, I just kind of lightly touch it. And you're kind of going at an angle. So see how it flattens it down here, as opposed to it being super straight on this part. So now what happens is, when that plastic sits over it, it's going to suction underneath the tray in the model, instead of getting caught on that ledge and not really adhering to the teeth. So again, you just want to be super careful. You're never in a rush to do things. And get as much of the ledge off as possible. without hurting or damaging yourself or And then the other thing that I do in order to get a really, really good suction is I also take off of the palate or the lingual part of the mandible when we get to it. And so in doing that, I kind of hold the teeth like this and lightly push without doing my knuckles.